So, One Last Dance was 2011.
Mm.
The UBW name may have been talked about by fans, but it wasn't brought up again until 2017, when whispers started going around of a sort of reunion show called
Bounce for Glory.
It's called Bounce for Glory. I knew that.
Is it filming?
Yes.
I don't know if Bounce for Glory was the original intended name for the event. Mark had told me that there had been something to do with a bouncy castle that he had managed to get hold of and put in his garden for reasons, and why don't we do a show? And the first thing that came into my head was, well, we can't use thumbtacks. You can't have thumbtacks on a bouncy castle. I mean, so that was, for some reason, that was the first thing that ran through my head, but I remember there was whispers going around of a reunion show or some kind of gathering that was centered around this bouncy castle, and I think it was because we had the access to this bouncy castle that we were going to use it and do a reunion show, and I wasn't able to be there for it because of reasons I had to be elsewhere. But I was thinking to myself, why are they doing it on a bouncy castle? It's like this big yellow thing with like happy faces that looks like a castle got infected with laughing gas. And I remember thinking to myself, like, okay, well, yeah, it's funny and it's clever and it's not been done in UBW, but at the same time it wasn't UBW. And I remember thinking that, and when I watched the show back, I thought the one thing I thought of was, man, I wish I'd been a part of that. Because I remember they did it so well, they put it together so well, it actually worked out really well. I sort of ate my words on that one, but I just remember thinking, it's a bouncy castle, it's not UBW. But again, you look 6 years after UBW closed its doors in 2011 after One Last Dance, and you think, okay, 6 years and people still talking about this, people still want to be a part of this, that's got to mean something. And whether or not it was done on a bouncy castle or not, I think the way it turned out was great, and I got to experience that as a fan. I got to watch that from an outside perspective and watch it, and I thought to myself, you know what? There's something special about this group of people who come together 6 years after they were last involved in any kind of wrestling together, and they managed to construct this show and put this thing together that actually is watchable, and it actually was entertaining. So I give credit to Mark, Dave, and I think K-Bar was there as well, for the work they did that day. But yeah, I wasn't a part of it, and you know what, I wish I had been, because that would have been fun. But yeah, they did a good job with that. It's just I still thought it was weird they used a bouncy castle, but they managed to pull it off.
So, last question.
Yeah.
Talk about whether you miss UBW and talk about the legacy of UBW.
Do I miss UBW? I miss the gathering of people which made UBW what it was. It was, like I said, it was a group of people from very different walks of life, from very different places in the country, who all had one common interest, and they all came together. They all paid their money to come together and work together and have fun together, because they all had the common interest, which they loved wrestling. They wanted to be a part of that. And I think that was what I miss about UBW, because you can go to a show and talk to a bunch of guys who are there for the same reason you are, but you're actually working with these people. You're in this company with them. You're trying to make this company successful. You're trying to do things for the benefit of this company, and the fact that I think UBW will be remembered as it was a great place to be a part of. I think the fact that it's been 10 years and we're still talking about it means that we must have done something right. And do I miss UBW? I do. I miss being a part of that, because you're never going to find anything like that again. People have gone on from UBW to go wrestle in other feds and professional feds as well. And I still look back and I look at some UBW shows and I think to myself, you know what, that was a really good time in my life, and it was a very special time for me. And UBW, I'll remember it as more positive than negative. I won't say anything bad about UBW, because like I said, the fact that we're sitting here 10 years later talking about it means that we did something right. And I think when you look at the friendships and you look at the relationships that have come out of UBW, then why look back in a negative way? I think UBW, when you look back on it, it was special, and that's all I've got to say about UBW.
Cool. Is there anything else you would actually like to say about UBW?
I would have ended that line by saying I was proud to be a part of UBW. I don't regret anything about being a part of UBW. I think it was, like I said, a very, very good time in my life. I met a good bunch of people I'm still very good friends with. And yeah, that's worth coming out of. It's worth coming out of? Hang on. That doesn't make sense. That's worth coming out of. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say there. That's worth coming out of. That's something good that came out of it. That's what I was going to say. Damn it. We'll cut the last 2 minutes out. We won't use that. Something good coming out of. What a cock.
Is there anything else you want to say? Do you want to? Because you just mentioned about shooting on things.
Ask me about certain situations, like that are worth shooting on. I don't understand why everyone had a problem with Liam Stars. I'll be completely honest. I'll say that. I try to stay away from the political side of things. I don't understand what the hate was on Liam Stars. He said maybe one word to me in the whole time I was there, which was hi. That was it. I didn't know the guy. I just know that for some reason he made a lot of people unhappy. I don't understand why. He was all like I said. He never gave me any bother. You know, I don't understand why people got on his back. I remember there was a tent, Liam Stars' locker room, and I remember Goo Goo Boy came out of there and did his flies up, and I thought, okay, I have no idea what this means, but I'm going to laugh at it anyway. So yeah, I never understood why people hated on Liam Stars. Okay, I don't even remember a single thing that he did. I think he used a diamond cutter or something as his finisher. That's about it. I honestly don't know why people don't like the guy. I've said maybe one word, like I said to him, in the whole time of UBW. So yeah, I don't know.
What did you think when Swimbad no-showed? Bear in mind we were doing 2 tapings in one day. We were taking Prove It and Retribution.
My understanding, I was supposed to work with Swimbad at one of them. We were supposed to have a rematch, from what I remember, and he didn't show.
A rematch? Because what, from after Relentless?
Yeah.
Because that was taped beforehand.
Or that was supposed to be, there was something I was supposed to do with him.
It was Miniface Pete.
Pete, right. I understand why he no-showed.
Because which is why we got the Pete versus K-Bar feud.
Yeah, which was good.
Which Swinney no-showed. Which then he comes back, wants to do Relentless, because he wants to come to the Relentless taping, but it's like, okay, that's all good and well, but Johnny and Dave are going to go again. Pete and K-Bar are going to go again. I'm going to put over Josh. So the only match you can fucking have, you no-show, and then the only match you can have is fucking Daddy for the belt. The fuck.
But it was good.
Yeah, but remember how we got there? Listen hairs and all that.
Yeah, the build up to me and Swinney was a weird one. I don't remember. All I remember is he hit me with a belt and I lost a tag match, and then there was a confrontation of some sort. There wasn't like a big heated rivalry or feud or anything. It was just like, okay, Swinney's your next challenger.
You did the Rock promo. Do you remember? For our favourite show, for the loader.
Yeah.
Rock gives Benoit the title shot, not because you deserve it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I didn't even remember that.
Someone needs to teach you a lesson. It's almost like word for word what Rock said. You showed it. You said you gave him that.
Yeah.
You get the title shot.
I remember when he kicked Sir Arthur Hayes,
Correct.
Which was hilarious because when he kicked him, the way he sold it was, and of course he's wearing this purple jumpsuit or whatever it is, so the suit goes. As he, I remember that was funny. But the match I had with Swimbad at Relentless was the best match I did. And like I said, I thought we were going to go out there and completely stink it out, but we managed to hold it up. And it was, yeah, Swinney, I don't know the guy personally. I've only, again, another guy I've probably said 2 words to. But he was always cool to me. Whatever political stuff went on in the background, I don't know about. I remember the time at Domination. It always seems to come back to that damn show, but I know the time at Domination where he was yelling at Pete down the phone. But yeah, as far as getting in there and whenever Swin was doing, you know, whoever he was working with, he always got a good match out of them. So I don't really have anything bad to say about him.
I have nothing further to add.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it was true. I mean, this is just things that have sort of been said around over the years. But I for some reason I think Pete and Mark had some sort of weird dislike for each other. When I first got there, my understanding was they were going to do a boxing match, and I was thinking, okay, well this is going to be a disaster, and it never happened. And I think that was one of the matches. If we're going to do, I always wanted to do if we we're going to do a reunion show, do the matches that never happened. And I remember, I think I was talking to Mark, and I said to him, why don't you face Pete? And he was like, I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't know why there was this sort of a mutual dislike of one another. I don't know why that is. I don't, I know Mark personally. I don't know Pete personally, but I know that they didn't gel well. But yeah, I mean, I always thought it'd be interesting to see what those two would do in a match together. Because if two people genuinely don't like each other, and then you put them in that situation where they have to take care of one another and make it look believable, then I'll pay to see that. But I think one of the things that I was told was that Pete was, this was years ago. I think it was he thought it was still real. So when he went out there and worked with someone, he would actually punch them, and he would actually hit them hard, and he'd think it was it was real or something, and that sort of gave him a bad rep or whatever it was. But I don't know. I worked with Pete once as his tag partner, and I worked with him once when in the BBW 5-way. But yeah, I mean, I understand there was some mutual dislike between the two, but I don't really understand how it originated or what it came from. So I always thought it'd be fun to see those two face each other, and I still hope that happens one day. If I'm being honest, I'd love to be a ref in that match.
Let's end it there. Because